I was on holiday in Mallorca, staying near Puerto Pollensa in the northeast of the island. I was perusing Google Maps and spotted Museo Sa Bassa Blanca not so far to the southeast. What's that, I thought, and dug a bit further, and eventually decided to give it a visit. First step is to ride along the edge of the bay until you get to Alcudia. This is where Google Maps can throw some surprises at you if you choose cycling as your mode of transport. I'm just heading into Alcudia when it says to turn left.
Slide left onto Cane del Rosello.
Really, I thought? Where? But sure enough, there is a minor road which you would struggle to access in a car, but it's just perfect for a bicycle. Well done, Google. Wish it was always this clever. Suddenly I'm in the old town and things get a bit more complicated. I had visited the old town on the previous Sunday and taken some snaps. Very busy, lots of tourists, but largely unspoilt. Alcudia, by the way, has been inhabited since the Bronze Age, but really took off in a big way when the Romans invaded in 123 BC. But anyway, I had a museum to find, so onward. At this point I was heading out of town in a roughly east-northeasterly direction, crossing the Alcudia Peninsula diagonally.
seconds. Continue on Camí del Puigsequens for 1 kilometre.
Really? This doesn't look like the way to a museum and art gallery. Oh well. Ah, so now I appear to be off-road. Okay. And there's the gate, complete with automatic sensor, which doesn't work for bicycles or pedestrians. You need to squeeze through the smaller gate on the left. But it's not open yet, so I need to do something else for a bit. So I'll start by heading back up the driveway and then following the road to the right to see where it goes. And that appears to be as far as you can go, at least on a bike. The map shows that you can probably walk through to a small beach, but I wasn't about to drag my bike through the bushes. So instead I went back the way I came in search of what is marked on the map as Restes Prehistóricas de Algeciras on the top of a very steep hill. I think there's meant to be a little museum, but I couldn't find anything. Judging by the Google reviews, I wasn't the only one to have this problem. There's a lot of new housing in the area, so it's probably all changed. Still, not a bad view, and I get to go down this stupidly steep hill. Okay, now back to the museum. They have a sort of underground bunker, actually a converted cistern, containing portraits of royal children. This is the Stone Lee triptych, It portrays Charles V, Holy Roman Emperor, and his sisters Eleanor and Isabel, and dates to the 16th century. He is also known as Charles I, King of Spain, and became head of the Habsburg dynasty. His other titles included Archduke of Austria, Lord of the Netherlands, and Duke of Burgundy. He looks like a ray of sunshine. This is Catherine Bassett, a gentlewoman who served Anne of Cleves, the fourth wife of Henry VIII, King of England. That's Girl in a Blue Dress, painted by Willem Verelst sometime in the first half of the 19th century. Not sure anybody is certain who the girl is. Portrait of a Girl with Roses, painted by Pier Francesco Cittadini around 1660. Philippe of Orleans by Jean Nochret, 1643. Yes, that is a boy. Portrait of Maria Concepcion Montana by Gabriel Ren Pocovi, 1853. Maria was born in Parma around 1845. A bricklayer who was working on her family's estate had a disagreement with one of the servants and threw debris at him. It hit Maria and killed her. She would have been the same age as shown in this portrait. And on that note, let's leave the temperature-controlled gallery for the blazing sun outside for a wander around the sculpture garden. 3 people are responsible for the creation of Sa Bassa Blanca, which means white bassa, but I haven't figured out what a bassa is. They are Yannick Vu, an artist whose father was a Vietnamese painter and whose mother was a French pianist. Ben Jacoba, Yannick's husband. He was born in Vienna. He is an artist and sculptor who studied in England before settling on Mallorca at the start of his career. Hassan Fathi, an Egyptian architect best known for advocating the use of traditional, locally available building materials rather than the use of Western styles of architecture. He designed Sa Bassa Blanca as the home of Ben and Yannick in the 1970s. It is his only architectural project in Europe. Which is all well and good, but I was too cheap to pay for the tour around the house, confining myself to the sculpture garden. Probably a mistake. The granite animals are all the work of Ben and Yannick and are reinterpretations of works in museums all around the world on a grand scale. I'm not sure about the other sculptures such as the giant shiny bull or the kraken, but they probably are also. And yes, those are 2-metre high golden statues of Ken and Barbie. Apparently they planned to make loads of these and install them in the Place Vendôme in Paris, but Mattel wouldn't let them. Apart from the house, there is also the Socrates Gallery, which looks rather good, and after a short trek up a hill there is an observatory and a camera obscura. Unfortunately, the Socrates Gallery was closed and you can only visit the observatory by prior appointment. So after lunch at the cafe and a visit to the gift shop, I headed back the way I came. And at that point, no more than a few minutes from the hotel, my GoPro's battery ran out. Never mind. Well, that's it everybody. If you enjoyed this video, then like, subscribe, hit the notification button and send me lots of money. Thanks for watching. Bye.